Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 14th episode of the Closers Podcast. I am Mark Alvarado, your host, and we are here today with very special guests, 4 very special guests. I got to my left, Emily. I got to, catty corner for me, Krissy, Angel, and Sydney. The newest member of Bliss City. I got the Bliss City Quartet with me today. It's fucking awesome to have them here. I'm really excited. Everybody say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
So, let me think. How long? Let me think. I've known Angel the longest.
Yeah.
So, I think we met...
We met at emo night.
At an emo night?
Yeah, at Holy Diver.
Yeah. Oh,
Which
yeah.
I
Like,
know.
actually, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
That's a cool place to meet.
Yeah, emo night, and then I
St.
just met
Patrick's Day.
on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I met a lot of people that night. I met a lot of random people, but from the scene that night, it was pretty cool.
And you remember the people you met?
I do,
That's true.
and now one of them is on the
Right at
podcast.
St. Patrick's Day.
It was meant to be.
It's
Wow.
true.
So,
Beautiful.
Bliss City is an art collective,
Yeah.
right? An art collective of these 4 ladies who all specialize in different art styles. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Um,
we do our own thing.
Yeah. So what do you guys all do? If you guys want to go, you want to start?
Yeah, I started beading recently, so I make jewelry with tiny beads
Oh, okay.
and rings, and I paint various little knick-knacky things,
Nice.
and I knit and crochet.
Oh, sweet. Cool.
And you sing, sister.
I
You're a
sing
musician.
too.
Oh, you're a singer?
Yeah.
I create the
musician.
music too.
Oh, shit.
She plays ukulele.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I've seen
piano.
She's
And
a
it's
musician.
about sharing that stuff on Bliss City, but I'm not sure.
You should do
I
it.
told her to. I've told you to.
You should.
Okay.
You should definitely. You should
You
definitely
might
should do
see
it.
that soon then.
Yeah.
Please.
Or
Yeah.
hear
No,
it
that'd be
soon.
great. That'd be great. What do you do, Krissy?
I do a variety of things. My main thing is wire wrap jewelry with crystals and so forth, and earrings, pendants, and rings and stuff like that. But then I also am just tapping your leg. Sorry,
That's okay.
Angela.
Don't worry about
we
it.
sleep
It's
in
okay.
this. We
Oh,
sleep in
nice.
We sleep in the same
That's
bed. It's
beautiful.
fine. Yeah. Then I do everything else from yarn work to sculpting to painting to glass blowing and all that jazz.
That's sweet.
A lot of different stuff.
How'd you get into that type of stuff? Because I don't really see a lot of what did you call it? Metal work? Is that what it is? Or what?
Wire wrap.
Wire wrap. I'm sorry. Yeah, wire wrap.
Well, I'm self-taught. I was very involved in the electronic bass nectar scene.
Oh. Okay.
Very
Yeah,
involved.
I've had experiences in that.
Very
scene.
involved. And wire wrapping is a really big art form there. It's very
Really?
normal. Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
most people
It's
around you. It's huge. Like when people say that that my shit's amazing, I'm like, I appreciate it. And you have no idea. You
Yeah.
have no idea. But I started with that's where I got inspiration from, but I started using little maybe 6-inch strips of tarnished copper wire from my best friend's dad's motorcycle, and we would find rocks in the creek near her house, and I would just twist those little gross pieces of wire together and would make jewelry out
Oh,
of it.
that's really cool.
And that's my roots with it. Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm working with silver and opals and fancy
Wow.
shit.
Where do you get your supplies for all that?
A variety of places. The internet, gem and mineral shows, just some companies that I know where to get
Oh.
wire from and stuff.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Something you do not hear people doing every day, but that's really cool. I honestly hadn't really seen a whole lot of. I keep forgetting the
Wire
wrap?
wrap.
Wire wrap. Okay, I haven't really seen a lot of people do that and sell items. Maybe that's a bigger thing than I really know, but it's really cool to see. I'm always amazed on your guys' Instagram. How do they get them those things to bend in that way? And
Yeah.
it's just really cool.
I only know of 3 other people, and I don't know a lot of people, but at the same time, and when it comes to the wire wrapping realm in Sacramento, I only know 3 other people that do it.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and we all have very different styles, and we come from very different places.
That's really
you know,
cool.
And it's really neat. Very neat.
That is really
Small
cool.
community.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Why?
I'm sorry, I say that very often. But so Angel, what's your art style? What do you do?
Right now I'm mostly crocheting. But I paint too. I'm wanting to get more into patchwork and I've dabbled in collaging, and I've done like a little bit of like multimedia, like mixing like painting and photography. So I want to do more of that.
That's cool.
But
you totally a makeup artist too, Loki.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Facts.
Thanks,
Nice.
sister.
It's true.
Every day.
It's
Thank
true.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Seriously.
That's my high
Seriously.
compliment. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and like I'm like looking to get more into like embroidery and like cross stitching too. So
Nice.
keep your eyes peeled.
How
for
long
that.
have you been crocheting for?
I started. Well, I like learned the first time to crochet whenever I was like 8. Like my sister taught me and my niece, because we're the same age.
Yeah.
How to do it. But I dropped out of it until like 3 years ago. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whenever I met Krissy and like she was really into it. Yeah, sis.
You just called me by my name.
I'm sorry, Krissy.
Confuse the people.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, wow.
Krissy. And so it like inspired me to like get back into it.
Yeah.
And so I like made like some hats and like scarves and blankets and stuff, but not really much of what I'm doing now. Dropped out again, and then now I'm back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Creativity comes in waves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I definitely know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
And then Sydney, what do you do?
Mostly like what I have planned to put out right now is just, I do like illustrative ink work, like illustration style. I do watercolors. I have a bunch of these like crazy vintage magazines that me and Angel have some cool, weird
like,
collage stuff. I want to collage different things like, I don't know, like lighters and jars and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Clothing maybe eventually in the
Resin
works.
stuff, too.
I do resin jewelry, so like I find a lot of bugs.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's super dope.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so
some-
excited for when she releases.
Yes,
Some, dude. Oh.
yes. Resin is a little bit of she's a tricky mistress, so we'll see. How I have some cute things that I've made. I have some butterflies and stuff to encase.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Right now, though, mostly just prints.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool. How many prints do you have like for sale right now?
Well, I literally just joined like last week.
It's
true, yeah.
Okay, well, we've been wanting I've been wanting to join for a while, and then we were just kind of like, let's just do it. So we're probably gonna wait till the next shop release.
Okay.
Well, we got a vending. We got
Yeah,
we're
Daydream
gonna vend.
coming
I guess
up,
that's
sister.
true.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Daydream
We got a
Fest.
couple-
Yeah,
we
let's
got a
plug that
couple-
right
we got a
now.
couple.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
2 events coming
Yeah,
up.
let's plug those events right now. So the first one is the first one, Daydream Fest. Okay,
No, that's
what's the first one?
So the first one is John A. Alicia's.
Yeah, the sound
the
of
sound of
art. What is your sign?
Yes, it's astrology themed.
Oh,
like that.
sweet. I do actually. Yeah.
It is this Saturday, the 20th,
Yes.
from
At 6.
6 p. Yes, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Classy Hippie Tea in Oak
It's-
Park.
Free entry, all ages.
All ages.
All ages.
Nice. Okay.
And it's sponsored by no other than PBR.
Really? Is it? Wow, that is the
Yes.
beverage that we are
Cheers.
most of
Yeah.
us are partaking in right now.
99%.
Wow, what a
4 out of 5 of
coincidence.
us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sponsor us too, PBR.
I know. Yeah, please.
Yeah, so
Please.
this is the second time vending for one of her shows.
Oh, really?
She puts shows on literally almost like every month.
Uh-huh.
And she
Always
gets them
amazing.
sponsored,
Really?
and they're always bumping.
Yeah.
Like, she has
Yeah.
great turnout. She's a musician, too. She's
Yeah.
just one of the most powerhouse goddesses.
Her
That's
music
super
is
cool.
Ever.
She has
She's
good
Yeah.
like, you
music,
need
so
like
always
check it out.
performs.
She's got, like, she's got a master's degree. She's a veteran. Like,
Yeah.
she's
What?
just one.
She's
yeah,
a vet?
She's
She's
a
a
vet,
vet.
dude.
What?
She's just
Yes.
one of the most badass bitches ever.
That is
I hope,
crazy.
I hope
Oh,
Tom
you're
okay
fine.
me call that. I love
You're
that.
fine.
She's amazing. And so, yeah, so we vended for one of her shows at the 420 show, but then also that other woman that I mentioned that wire wraps too.
Yeah.
She's like, John A is great when it comes to like not having any competing people.
Mm.
So like we didn't vend at her last one raw honey because Carmen Saltwater Crystals, she vended there,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
but now
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
vending this one.
So you guys
know?
are like taking turns.
It's cool, yeah.
That is
how
cool,
John A
yeah.
has it planned out,
That's
which is
awesome.
really sweet. Yeah. And then we have Daydream, which...
Yeah, so that's...
Peach House presents.
Yes! Yes, and it's their, like, third and final, like, festival that they're doing, which is, like, super sad. But it's going to be really awesome, too, at the same time.
I can't wait for that. I'm going to be there.
I'm so stoked.
I'm super
August 3rd.
August 3rd, don't miss it.
August 3rd.
1 to 10.
It's on...
1 to 10.
Is it on Q Street?
I think so. It's at Dwell Point.
Yeah, Dwell Point.
I don't know the exact address, but it's Dwell Point.
Awesome.
1 to 10 p.m. Saturday, all day.
Sweet.
All ages.
And unfortunately for the people that live in the Bay Area, these events are in Sacramento, so if you're wanting to attend, you're going to have to make a little bit of a drive, but it's worth it.
Yes.
It's
and
true.
check out
Right.
the Bliss City table when you're there. They're going to all be there vending and stuff.
They're
You can
really
meet them.
nice.
And they're all very nice. Oh, they're all lovely. Yeah.
We're very nice.
We won't yell at you.
Spirit.
Yeah,
Oh.
for the Peach House one, yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
Say it.
sorry for everybody who wanted to meet Krissy, but
Yeah.
But we're amazing.
Come to the show this Saturday.
Yeah.
And
This
Yeah.
Saturday.
This
yeah,
Saturday.
come to this
We're
one.
all
Yeah,
going to be there on
Yeah.
Saturday.
sweet, cool.
Yeah.
So, how did you guys start this? You know, it was a trio and now a quartet. So, whose idea was it to all come together?
well, it was Krissy's.
Oh,
yeah.
It was one frosty morning in March. Was it March? February, maybe?
February.
End of February.
Oh,
We all
still
met
winter.
at Weatherstone, and she made it seem very... It was very
just
official.
She asked us to
She's
have
very-
a
She is
meeting.
very official. She's a
and
powerhouse
I-
for sure.
I didn't tell them anything.
Yes.
No.
So
It was very mysterious.
I have been selling my artwork. I've been, I guess, an entrepreneur or whatever for like the past 6 years.
Oh,
and
wow.
I've always just I've been running an online shop and like selling my shit for a really
Yeah.
long time. And I like had this really cool idea of like, you know, one of the biggest struggles for most people in being creative and just is that fire under their ass.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
As to like why they would make art an effort, you know, like a priority in their
Yeah.
life, even though they know that like it benefits mentally, you know, it's a great way to connect with people, but like it's just that motivation to do that.
Right.
And so I thought, like I was like, oh, I have a really good idea. You guys want to meet me at Weatherstone? You
Yeah.
know, at 10 a.m. in the morning, you know, we're off. You want to talk about it? And so like they just sat down, and I literally had like a notebook with notes and all this shit, and I was just like, what if we make an art collective? And they were down.
And
that
a
basically-
Etsy
Wow.
store.
yeah, and then
together.
we
Sell
were
it.
like, and so then after that, for a couple months, every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m., we met at Old Soul. Well, we ended up moving to Naked Lounge. We stopped going to Weatherstone because it got really busy.
Super busy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was a little more. Naked Lounge is a little cheaper, and
Yeah.
they have a really nice comfy couch.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, the couch.
Yeah, so we
it's all
moved
about the
there.
The couch. Oh, it's all about the
Yeah,
couch.
it's
It's
all
all
about
about the couch.
It's all about
Exactly.
the couch.
And so we just started having like business meetings and stuff, and
And we
That's
got-
awesome.
Yeah, and then we ended up being able to like vend at the Crocker and doing our release.
Yeah, I saw that. You guys were at the
Yeah.
Crocker. Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
dude, it was so.
How did you
Our
guys get
friend
those?
Spacewalker invited us to do the Crocker with her. She was organizing.
She was headlining. It was
Headlining
her birthday.
the art
Oh,
mix.
yeah,
It was
the
her
art
birthday
mix.
show. It was space themed.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
That's really cool.
She was also featured in our shop release just before that vending
Nice.
event. That was such a cool experience.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can
It
imagine.
was amazing.
It's always cool to like network with people that also are doing art in different ways, which is what you guys basically, what the premise of Bliss City is basically,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
to like connect with people and then put it out into the world with everybody's collective like social networks and everything,
Yeah.
and with the backing of everybody, and like spread it to more people, which it's ingenious is to say is perfect to summarize
That's
it.
what we're all about too. Is like empowering each other.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's what's really cool about it. That's why I admire all you guys for that. Because it's just, it's really cool to see. Yeah, I feel like you don't see enough of that today.
Yeah.
So,
we like to shout people out every Friday,
every Friday.
or most Fridays.
Oh, nice.
You're in charge of that.
Don't put me in charge of anything. No, but that's just kind of what we're about. You know, we just like to empower each other and have a conversation
Yeah.
about creating.
That's awesome.
And I feel like I can speak for all of us when, like, we've been, you guys more than me, but like we've all been going to shows and supporting all of these like artists and like, you know, musicians and all this stuff, and it kind of feels, you know, like we're outside and we're like cheering them on, and then suddenly when Bliss City became a thing, like we were having people that we look up to as artists that we felt apart from, kind of literally approaching us being like, oh, like congratulations on Bliss City, and it's like, holy shit, like that validation from another artist that we look up to. Like this morning I went to Weatherstone, and Maddie Sipes from the one and only Maddie Sipes in the Painted Blue, she works there. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, sorry. And she literally, she was like, she was ringing me up, and she was like, oh, and by the way, like, congrats on your new member for Bliss City. That's so exciting. Seriously.
Wow. That's really crazy.
It's so, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, like, people from like, just artists that we look up to being able, like, actually, it just feels like really good. It feels really good, you know, that it's finally like we've got a title, I guess, and we're moving forward and we have goals, and other artists are like, I see you doing these things and I support you, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, people are getting to know you guys a lot more. I mean, I hear some people talking about you guys when we go to show, or when I go to shows with my friends and stuff too. Like,
really?
Okay.
Well, yeah, because I'm like, oh yeah, do you guys like know Angel or whatever? Because like, through Tanya and stuff, I know people, and then they're like, oh yeah, she's part of Bliss City. And I'm like, yeah, she is. They're coming on the podcast, and they're like, oh cool, listen. I'm like, it's just a cyclical thing. It's like a snowball. It's really cool.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. So like, what are the biggest struggles you guys have faced with Bliss City? Because there's always struggles when you go into an endeavor with the, you know.
Yeah.
The amount of time that it takes to do this, like, I know there's always struggles. So, what are the biggest ones you guys have faced?
Pushing ourselves to get it done as individuals and as a collective.
I think for me personally is that I want to do so many different things that I pick up and drop off so much with it.
Yeah.
And so I have a hard time like finishing things. Like I have like 4-5 paintings in the work, and I keep like getting new ideas.
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, on to the next one. Yeah. And I don't finish it.
Yeah, I'm the same with songs and stuff too, so I totally understand.
Yeah, I think that's probably my biggest thing.
Creating, you can't really like force yourself to do it. You have to be inspired.
Exactly.
Yeah. Definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like checking in with one another, because like art comes in waves, and you don't need to be constantly making art to be a part of this community. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't need to be at all. Like, if Emily's, you know, going through some, like, stuff with her loved ones, and, you know, and she's not making art, it's like, it doesn't matter. You know? Like, just come to the meetings if you can. Come to the vending shows if you can. Like, we're here for you.
Exactly.
You know, if you need anything. It's
because at the end of the day, you guys are still friends first, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's really cool. That's good that nothing like super big has like transpired to like throw you guys off enough to like be notable. But yeah, because I know like a lot of people who do art and stuff, like they get discouraged at first because they're not selling their stuff a whole lot, or you know, people don't really take them too seriously. You know, a lot of my friends who have tried, they've kind of run into that obstacle. But have you guys ran into that obstacle like when you were starting your because you said you were running a shop for like 6 years or so. Did you run into that, or did any of you guys run into that kind of thing where like people didn't really take you seriously at first, and you had to really push through?
I mean, it's like taking you seriously. It's not really like, most people just don't believe that you can really like make art and like you can make money from
making art,
you know, and so it's kind of just very separate. It's not there. In my years I haven't experienced someone not taking me seriously. It's just kind of like they just don't understand.
I guess that's more what I'm trying to get at.
They just don't understand. And like when it comes to being discouraged though, like since I've been doing this for a really long time, and like these 3 women near me have never done this before,
right?
I've had to like, it's really tough. It's still tough for me, and it'll always be tough for me, but like especially reassuring them that like sometimes your shit just doesn't sell for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's like really, it takes a lot of mental strength to be able to just still know your worth and like know that your art matters even though like it doesn't sell immediately.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I worked my ass off on this big wire release for like the past like month and a half.
Oh yeah, I've seen the post.
Yeah, and I released it a couple days ago, and I sold one thing. You know?
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
everybody go buy that shit,
yeah,
man.
So it's
Come
a
on.
very, you know, so it's just like I did a shop release once like years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I made $500. I was like, this is amazing. I should have been doing this for forever. I do it again. I made $10. Like it's really
hit or miss,
unpredictable,
yeah.
and it doesn't matter how hard the seasons where people are financially. It doesn't matter. Like you can't control it.
Yeah.
It's just remaining secure in yourself.
Yeah, just never giving up.
I feel like it's also like with my art, like it's like, is this is something I'm putting out into the world? Like, is it up to my standards and am I secure enough about it to be like, will you want this? Like, do you want to pay me money for this? And then also, like, sometimes people want something that you wouldn't even necessarily consider one of your favorites. So
that's always weird.
Tough.
You never know, and you're like, whoa, I spent all this time on this, and I think this is the best one, and, like, you like this thing that I didn't even think that was that good.
That happened to me.
Yeah.
Get it?
You're like, hey, that's that? Okay.
When did that happen to you? How long ago was that?
I won't say specifically.
Oh, okay.
But it happened, and I was like, okay, I'm glad that I put that there, even though I didn't think it was going to sell. Someone identified with it, and it actually felt great, you know, but it just was unexpected.
Yeah, no, that's
like
always
pendants where I'll be like,
Yeah.
I'm tempted to scrap it, but I'm like, no, silver expensive, I can't scrap it. And then someone's just like, this is amazing, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, look at this though, like, do you? But it's just us as artists will always critique our art the most.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're our biggest critics for sure.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever gotten like so attached to a piece of art that you create that you wanted to sell in the beginning, and then you're just like, maybe I should just keep this for myself instead?
I feel like you always keep the best for yourself.
Yeah, the only thing that I have sold yet was like my favorite piece was like this like cloud
one. I wanted that one.
Yeah, it was like super cute, but like it went to a really good home, and like she's adorable.
Of another musician.
Oh, nice.
It fits her so well.
Yeah, her name is Kiddo. She's based in Los Angeles. I don't think she's from Sacramento, but she used to live here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was heavier in the scene like a couple of years ago, but she's dope. Check her out. Look at
it's like
follow her on
DDO.
DDO. Yeah, it's Hey Kiddo, I think. On Instagram.
She's
amazing. She's so goofy and amazing. I love her.
Was it hard to part with that? It was hard to part with that piece then, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little difficult, but I was like, you know what?
Knowing
she's gonna look great in it, and it's gonna be
And she
be awesome.
did.
She does.
She posted a little thing and shouted us out, and I was like, sister, this was made for like
you. Yeah, I was like, yes. This is for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, like the piece that Emily's wearing currently around her neck.
Ah.
That was one of my favorite pieces I've ever made. But then
very nice.
Still close.
That is really cool.
And at least it didn't get shipped across the country. I get to see it
every day you see me.
That was just that was an amazing. I
also really fell in love with it when I saw it.
How long did it take you to make that?
6-7 hours, maybe.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
What are the stones?
Let's
we
see.
Got abalone.
It's abalone shell, it's cultured opal, and something else. What is that?
Those two. I can never remember those.
Let me come over
Malik?
Really purple.
Oh, they're 2 cultured opals. Mm-hmm. And then a little lepidolite piece.
A lepidolite. Wow.
I work at a spiritual retail store. I need to know my crystals.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Gotta know my crystals.
Dang, that's really cool.
It just reminds me so much of a heart with like the 4 chambers.
Mm.
Yeah.
I named that piece Epiphany.
Epiphany.
I love it.
Yeah, I definitely have to buy one of those for sure. That's really cool. I'll come out to. Well, I can't.
Okay.
Well, actually, I might be able to come out Saturday.
We have a free shipping coupon
for the homies.
On the Etsy. On Etsy.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have it on Etsy. It's just like let us know if you live in Sac and you want to buy something from our Etsy, and so you don't have to pay for shipping.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah.
I'm not gonna say it because I don't want people to.
Yeah. They'll just say spam it. Yeah.
No, yeah.
You don't want that to happen.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, you live in Europe and you use my free shipping code. Like that's the worst.
Yeah.
But yes.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Let me know.
Yeah. Well, we'll post a picture of the pendant that Emily's wearing so you guys can see the stones and everything too. I'll post it on the Closers Podcast Instagram account, which is at the Closers Podcast. Forgot to say that in the beginning. Make sure to follow that.
At the Closers Podcast.
At the Closers
Should we
Podcast.
spell it?
THECLOSERSPODCAST. Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Nice. Well done.
That's seamless.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've won many spelling bees in my life.
Really?
Nice.
Actually? That's
I think so.
sick.
Yeah.
It paid off.
In 6th grade,
That's
man, I was
cool.
the champion.
Dang, that's awesome.
I don't know what
Yeah.
happened, but yeah, I was a champion one time.
That's awesome. I always wanted to be in
No, I
one
can
in my
totally
life.
tell you were.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice.
It was very
Even
like
the rhythm.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah, the cadence of it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta have cadence. That's how you win the spelling bee. You don't win by actually like
Spelling.
No.
spelling it right. No, you have to just sound confident
Exactly.
enough. Yeah, exactly.
It's like life.
Yeah, it's the adults. They smell the fear.
the fear of poor little children.
Exactly.
Trying to spell vacuum.
Vacuum.
Yeah,
Love
straight up.
V A. Okay, just get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
just leave. We don't have time for this.
Yeah.
So sad.
Have you guys ever watched the spelling bee on TV?
No.
Really?
Why would I?
That's like the most intense thing of all time.
That's what it is.
Oh my god.
Wow,
The
the
big
Aquarius
ones.
over here.
I've
in the
only
corner.
seen I've only seen it like one time, but it's like really intense.
It seems
Because
like
like those kids are like shaking like on the
Yeah.
fucking,
Oh,
and you're just
wow.
watching them,
That's awful.
and everyone's like looking at them, and they have like the meanest person alive like reading them like your word is salmon.
Telekinesis.
Yeah, and they're just like they're like 8 years old. Like, what the fuck is a salmon? I don't even know. Yeah,
Aw, that's so sad.
and yeah, they like broadcast it on ABC and stuff. It's like
Damn.
they make it like nationally. You can watch it. Like, yeah, it's weird.
That's
So it's
kinda
good you
fucked.
weren't that much of a
No, I wasn't that much of a champion. Yeah, I
That's
wasn't
good.
that good.
Yeah.
But I
Sounds
mean, I don't know.
terrifying.
Yeah. So, as we were talking on the way here, I found out that none of you four are from the Sacramento area originally.
Correct.
So, where are you guys from?
You going to Emily first?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go to you
We're all
first.
looking at
Good
you.
pattern.
Yeah.
I'm from Washington State.
Ah.
So I moved here like 7 years ago for
Really?
music. I was in a band when I was 18.
Oh, sweet. That's really
19.
cool.
And I lived in Grass Valley.
Washington State.
That's right.
How is it up there? Like, is it?
I
Like,
grew up in the middle of the state, not the cool side.
Oh.
Not Western Washington with all the green. I grew up like in the dry, like tumbleweed
Oh,
part.
okay.
Oh, wow.
That's
Yeah.
cute.
It's,
I didn't know there were
I like the
tumbleweeds.
thought.
Yeah, I didn't know there were
on a-
tumbleweeds
Yeah, I
there.
know.
So
Nobody
cute.
does. It's like a good portion of the state.
Really?
though, Yeah.
Wow.
I grew up on an apple orchard,
Oh my god,
so
that
I'm
sounds
sort of
amazing.
like a
Dude,
country
sis, we
girl.
don't even know
Just
who you are.
honestly,
I know.
Like,
We're
classic
learning.
empathy. I can
Right?
say to you.
Yeah, in an
just
apple
like
orchard.
picking
You little basket. Just like with one leg in the air.
I'm sure.
Flare.
Just
Yeah.
listen to
Flare
my many
voice and you
cats,
can
my
just
many
hear.
cats.
Yeah, you're one of
Oh,
cats.
yeah.
You might be wearing a bonnet.
The
I don't
ukulele.
know.
The bonnet.
I'm not telling if that happened.
Pioneer girl.
You didn't wear a bonnet?
Oh my
No.
Oh, dang it.
That's so
That'd been really cool.
But yeah,
Next
I was
time.
raised on music and nature, pretty much.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is your family really musical?
Yeah, my dad plays saxophone and clarinet.
Oh, nice.
He played jazz when he was younger. He stopped pretty much my entire life.
Oh.
He's kind of an older dad.
Right.
And so that part of his life was before I was born. And my mom was really musical. She has a beautiful voice. I started playing piano when I was like 5. And guitar when I was like 16. And ukulele I picked up when I was 19.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
so
really cool.
Always done music.
That's really awesome. Yeah, I can relate because my dad, he is a musician too. He was in a lot of bands in the Bay Area and stuff in
Yeah.
like the 70s. So
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
it's always cool
Yeah.
to meet people
Yeah.
that have similar upbringings than like me. It's really
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Krissy, where are you from?
Is that in the sense of where you grew up or where you were born?
All of it.
Where you grew up, but you could start with where you were born if you would like. If you don't want to talk about that, I understand.
I was born in Torrance, Los Angeles, California.
Home of Joyce Manor.
All right.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I lived
Nice.
there for 5 years. Remember those years beautifully.
Your first 5 years of life.
Very
Yeah,
good.
I remember the dog
Your wise
next
little
door,
5-year-old.
the classic yellow lab named Buddy. I remember him.
Might pick a fence.
Every lab is named Buddy. It seems like it's hell fun.
Exactly. But then I
Have
lived
fun.
in Northern Virginia for 14 years.
Wow. East Coast.
Virginia.
How was
Ain't
that?
shit to do but love. Because we're not quoting Pusha T and talking about making cocaine. Well, Pusha T is a very famous rapper, as most people know.
Yeah.
And he came from the group Clips
Yes.
with his younger brother, and they were from Virginia, where ain't shit to do but cook. That was like the thing they said.
Wow.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Because they're
You're
Yeah.
just trying to read
Yeah, because that's how they. Yeah, because but I have an article of clothing that I'm not going to mention what it is that says Virginia is for lovers, classic, and then my boyfriend was like, Virginia, where ain't shit to do but love,
Oh.
and that's my boyfriend.
speaking of
Speaking of the boyfriend, yeah.
No, he heard.
I know he was like, what are you
I
talking
felt
about?
it. Psychic.
But yeah, I lived there for 14 years.
Nice.
45 minutes outside of DC.
Wow. What's the biggest difference from there in California? I bet there's a lot, but what's the biggest one?
Well, I don't know how else to.
We're amongst friends here.
Yeah, it's okay. You can literally say anything you want. It's fine.
Well, I don't know why. The context of the question is boggling my brain. Northern Virginia is all white, Republican, conservative, Christian, rich people.
Right. Is that where you grew up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did not experience any form of low income anything.
Yeah.
Like, you turned 16, you got your driver's license, you were given a car.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
There were not homeless people where I lived.
Wow. And I'm assuming there wasn't much diversity either.
No.
Yeah.
Like, in my neighborhood was pretty big, and I lived in the same house for 14 years, and maybe 10 years into it, the first black family moved in.
Wow.
And we knew.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it was really, I had dreads for 6 years, and I was targeted by the police.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because they just didn't have anything else to do, because there was no actual, there was maybe a occasional robbery here and there, maybe, or like in drug-related things, but it was just like police officers needed to make their quota, and so like, oh, look at this hoodlum young girl with dreads
With
and
the dreads.
tattoos, and we're gonna try to frame her for shit.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, and so somehow I didn't end up like I somehow avoided being arrested and charged for many things many times. Because I wasn't doing good shit. I was a delinquent kid.
Oh, okay.
Yet but I didn't have a record. You know, I didn't have a record. Like, I wasn't doing any, like, I was very low key. I was really good about it. But I would just be, like, walking on the street in broad daylight.
And they would just pull up.
Yeah. Yeah, straight up.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's just a very, like, closed off utopian, like, bubble.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a very privileged area. Like, I visit often because I'm the first kid that moved out.
Oh, okay.
and
Are you the oldest?
No, I'm the middle.
Oh.
My older sister
Same.
lives with like only 5 miles away from my parents with her husband and her kid. Like, they love it there.
Yeah.
Everyone loves it there.
Yeah.
But like, the 4 years I've lived in Sacramento, it's just like, I go back to Virginia and I'm just like, guys, you don't have an alleyway to leave your leftover food in? People need that, you know what I mean? I'm just like, can you ship it back? Like, oh, you go to Goodwill? Goodwill doesn't, just leave it in the alleyway, you know? It's like, it's really, it's like, oh, you don't, like, gunshots are because people are, like, practice shooting because people are doomsday preppers over there, not because of any violence, like violence or crime or anything like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely have an interesting perspective then, because you know what it's like to be profiled then, with your dreadlocks and stuff, like you said, which is a perspective a lot of, white people don't really get. So that's really interesting that you have that perspective.
Which feels fucked up to me, though. Still.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's
really,
sure. Yeah, it's just
it's not a good thing, I guess, but like, it is, that is part of the world today. So the more you know about it, I mean, it's good, and you know from firsthand experience.
Yeah, I've gotten a little peephole look into experiencing what it's like to be profiled, which is more than most white women, but or white people in general, but still, it was very, very interesting.
So why Sacramento? Why did you choose to move over here?
Oh, I was with this guy out there. He's actually a musician in band Knights of the Sound Table. We are not together anymore. He's a very phenomenal person, really talented musician.
Right.
Holy shit, he's so talented. His name's Patrick Mitchell. I'm calling him out.
Nice.
He used to live in Virginia with his family. We dated for a year, and then we broke up, and then like a year later I went on this cross-country road trip. I ended up reconnecting with him, and then just like sparks flew again or whatever. And then a couple months later I moved from Virginia to California to live with him and his like, family and stuff. And we lived together for a couple years, and then we split up, and so now Angel and I are living together. We've been living together for like a year and a half now.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's how I got out here. It's from love.
As most people do.
Yep.
It seems like.
Yeah. And we're moving on to Angel now.
Yeah, now perfect segue. Perfect segue.
This is good.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm from Tennessee.
What?
Yeah.
Seriously, we're all from just...
Yeah.
That's really crazy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected Tennessee. I was thinking like in
no one
California.
ever does.
No one ever does. And I'm like,
Everyone
thank you
says
so
that,
much. Thank you.
What part of Tennessee?
Knoxville. So
okay.
like East Tennessee.
Yeah.
It's almost similar to Sacramento in a sense of like it's still like the city, like it's the biggest city that's in that area.
Right.
But it's like still like very small town. Everyone kind of knows everyone. Like it's easy to like cross paths with people that you know.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it was not a good time.
Not a good time.
No.
How long did you live there for?
I was born and raised there, and I moved out whenever I was 17.
Wow.
And I moved to Long Beach.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was there for a couple of years, like 2.5 years, and then that's actually where I met Patrick. And Patrick.
The one,
okay.
That's why I came out to California.
Okay.
Yeah. Road. Yes.
All right. Got it.
Yeah, and
It's all connected.
It's all connected.
Exactly.
And the guy that I was with at the time, like, we all moved up here because,
to get your life together.
Yeah, to get our life together. Because it was, like, at the time, 4 years ago, it was cheaper to live up here than it was Long Beach. Yeah. Now that has changed.
Yeah, what happened, man?
Yeah.
Bay Area.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
Anyways.
straight up. Raising our rent. But that, thanks a lot. No, I'm just kidding.
Thanks a lot.
I'm just kidding.
Sorry. We're so grateful you're here, Sydney.
We love you. Yeah, we love you.
That's also why I left, so.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, we were, like, I am best friends with Patrick, and we were all, like, this, big group of friends and stuff, and we met Krissy through Patrick, and yeah.
And then her and her boyfriend broke up.
Yeah.
And then Patrick and I broke up.
So then you guys
almost in like the same time period.
What?
Yeah, like it was
meant to be.
Yeah, it was like we had broken up like 6 months prior, and then they broke up, and then I was just like, my lease is up. And we moved in together.
And then they moved into a way more amazing area, which is Midtown,
Yeah.
which
Which
is probably
now
the
there's
best area in
serious
Sacramento.
Exactly.
We're all neighbors.
That's
We're
awesome.
all neighbors.
That's
all
so
four
cool.
of us are actually neighbors.
Yeah, we all
That's
live
really awesome.
We're within like 4 blocks of each other.
Yeah.
all
That's
the
I
time.
so
like-
fucking cool.
Yeah, we
Wow,
just
you can
walked
just walk over.
to
Yeah.
meet you, actually. We meet up at each other's apartments and do art sometimes.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, we gotta go to you now. Where are you?
Yeah,
we
where
gotta
are
trade
you
off.
from?
Where are you from?
Oh, me. Where am I? I was like,
yes,
my
Sydney.
house.
Sydney, you.
I live right next to you. You know what
I
my
got
house
your
is.
address now that you have to
Okay,
get
where
it
am I
out.
from? I originally lived in Humboldt County, in the hills and the mountains, and I lived there till like 2nd grade, and then I moved to the North Bay Area, Marin County. I don't
Really?
like to say Marin because it's a terrible place. North Bay.
Yeah.
Aggressive
Thank you.
head nods.
I hate when people are like, "Oh, it's so beautiful there." I'm like, "It's fucking."
Oh yeah, no. I have a lot of friends that herald from that area.
Is it beautiful though?
And they have so
There's
many
plenty of
bad
other-
stories from just the people.
Humboldt County is beautiful. in all the ways that Marin is, but more. So,
yeah.
Humboldt County is like my true home. It's like a little fairy redwood land. I love it.
Yeah.
That just seemed like you.
Yes, it definitely has more of my influences of my like little magical witchy fairy art stuff is definitely all Humboldt stuff. But yeah, and then I was definitely influenced a lot, like, because Marin is so terrible. No, it's okay.
How is it terrible? Let's elaborate a little bit.
No, there's no youth scene, there's no art scene, there's no music scene. There just really aren't any young, I don't know, young people. Like, it's all, yeah, it's just all old, retired, rich people. And so I would go a lot to, like, mostly San Francisco, and I would go to the shows and made all my friends, and then that's basically, I carried that over to here in Sac. I moved to Sac like a year ago.
Oh, really?
A year ago.
Pretty recent.
And I lived in Atomas for a bit, and Angel and Emily were literally my first friends, which is really funny.
I
Yes.
I know.
Yeah, no, I mean, my good friend actually moved here the same time I did, but, like, the first friends that I made initially at Shady Lady, I was like...
Shady Lady.
Well, because
where I saw you guys.
Yeah! It's just funny because, like, it's a similar situation because I wanted to go out and make new friends in a new scene, and I did that in San Francisco, and I literally was like, let's find a girl or girls that look super cute and stylish and look like they're having fun at, like,
priorities.
At the, like, they look like they're having fun at, like, a cool show, and I was just like, well, Shady Lady, here we are, and I was like, those ones. And
those
then
we're just, like, dancing alone in the middle of the
room. Which is pretty normal still to this day.
Yeah.
And that's true. I was like, what's your Instagram? And then they're super friendly. They always invited me to all of the shows and
that sounds
local
like them.
Things. Yes. Definitely good people to have in your circle.
Oh, definitely.
And now it's transferred over to this whole Bliss City thing, which is fun. It's cool.
Yeah, how do you feel now that you're, like, the newest member? Like, are you nervous? Are you really excited?
I mean, I'm definitely excited. I was a little bit nervous, but just because it's like these are like my good friends, it's not like super stressful. It's nice to have people be like, hey, like, get stuff out there, like, you have a platform, and we're doing all these fun things. They're crazy. I went to, like, the first meeting just to talk to them about, like, maybe casually vending, and they all have, like, their planners, and they have stuff, like, every single weekend, like, planned, like, in the community, in the art scene here. It's, like, kind of crazy. They're very organized, and,
Thank you.
And so, it was really exciting to be like, whoa, like, they're so connected, but also it's casual, so it's like, it's nice, it's exciting, it's definitely something that I had kind of been manifesting and wanting to do, and then it just kind of, like, happened, which is, like, so nice.
You manifested pretty well.
Yeah. I was literally like, I want to make an Etsy store, and then I was like, oh, it's already been done.
Like, Bliss City became a thing, and then Sydney is just kind of like,
I was there on the sidelines.
Yeah, she's just like, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, like, I like, wow. And then Angel would, you know, come home, because I, like, out of Angel, Emily, Sydney, they, like, go out and do things, and
You're the homebody?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. I'm the mom.
I'm glad you're able to come out for this, then.
No, seriously.
To get you out of the house
Seriously.
a little bit.
But yeah, and so, like, Angel will come home and be like, yeah, Sydney's been asking me about Bliss City a lot and stuff, you know, and I'm just like, what does that mean? And then finally we're just like, oh, let's have a meeting and she can come, and it's like, oh, let's meet at 8:45, and literally, like, she was waiting at, like, promptly at 8:45, and we sit down, you know, and we're just chatting.
Yeah, Krissy's like, so are you joining?
No, I was like, so let's just address the elephant in the room. You are attending a meeting right now. What do you want? You know what I mean? I'm like, what do you want?
What do you want?
Because Sydney was just kind of doing like a...
I'm an air sign.
Oh, yeah, I could make some prints. And I'm like, okay, no, but what do you want? You know what I mean? I'm like, are we gonna just... are you just gonna slip in through the cracks, or are we gonna be
commitment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just gonna
exactly.
be like an official thing.
Yeah, and like, and it does, like, we are very relaxed, but we are, bleh, bleh.
Oh, I do that all the time. It's totally fine.
We really do, like, taking it seriously. It's a commitment in the sense of, like, attend the meetings. If you decide to, you know, like, take on a responsibility, please, like, pull your weight on that and do it.
Yeah.
If we're vending a show, like, please help.
Yeah.
Well, I already did before. I helped them at the Crocker Museum.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, she just randomly, like, popped in. Yeah, because we needed,
It was my
that's cool.
Yeah. I was like, I'm part of this already.
In her mind, she
Man,
was
the
already
confidence.
in it, but she didn't want to tell us. Yeah, so it's just, we definitely are really, really organized. Like, we have meetings, and we have, you know, like Angel manages, like, the Etsy, and which
really?
Making listings takes a really fucking long time.
Oh, yeah.
It really does. And I had been the one, you know, I had been doing it, but then one day I, like, sat down and showed her how to do it, and she was just like, if you want, like, I can take this over. And I'm like, bless your soul, you know?
Yeah.
And then, like, and Emily does the Femi Fridays sometimes, you know? But, like, you know? But then also, like, Emily is one of our main social advertisers in the sense of, like, for some reason, Angel and I are really awkward about being we're artists and we like to sell our artwork, and this is what Bliss City is.
Yeah,
we
just talk about your stuff.
But Emily's just like
I want to
okay.
I'm the most extroverted introvert.
I'm the most extroverted introvert. When it comes to my art and my friends, things I'm passionate about, I will talk your ear off.
Which is so good. Yeah, so that's like a really great weapon that we've got, because like we're lacking in the Libra department over here.
Are you a Libra?
No, she's a Gemini.
We're
both
Libras.
Oh, you're the Libra.
Yeah, we're the Libras. We're all air signs. Aquarius, Gemini, and we're both Libras. Yeah.
I'm an earth sign. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
we know.
Yeah.
We talked
I
about
talked
it
about
before.
it.
Oh, we did actually talk about your chart.
Yeah.
Dude, my chart's crazy.
Yeah,
Your chart is crazy. Wait, what was it again?
It was like your.
I'm a Capricorn sun, Libra moon, and Libra rising.
Yeah.
Very
It's
weird.
wild.
It's very weird. I haven't met anybody with a double, like the same rising and moon sign ever.
Well, Patrick Mitchell. Do you know who Patrick Mitchell is?
I think I probably have met him, but I don't know the face. But
He's a Viking. He looks like a Viking. He's a redhead dude with a beard, with a face tattoo. He's covered in tattoos.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a triple Libra.
What?
Oh, no way.
Libra sun, Libra moon, Libra rising.
Yep.
That's crazy.
And
So, like,
I'm a
ready to get
Libra,
married.
and we had the exact same birthday. We dated for 4 years, and our birthdays were on September 26th.
Yeah.
Some whack shit.
I know so many. It's so weird. I know so many people that are Libras. Like some of the most important, like all the most important people in my life are Libras.
Yes.
It's so random, and I didn't think about it. I just knew, okay, they're Libras, whatever. And then once I got into like astrology, and I looked into my chart, and I'm like, I'm a double Libra, and I know nothing but Libras, but yet I'm a Capricorn. I'm like, that's got to mean something, and that's like why I got into it. And I was like, fuck, I got to know more because there's got to be answers, and still looking for the answers, but there's got to be something, man. I mean, come on, like it just makes sense.
It's not about the answers; it's about the fun. Think about it, right?
Exactly.
True.
You won't know why. Astrology is mainly just like, oh, that might be it. I don't know though.
It's like it's more of a suggestion.
It's like,
Yeah.
I mean,
You see it
So
that
your
way.
co-star, which is sassy as hell.
I don't know. I feel
Co-star.
like it's more of a here's the layout and imprint of your personality and life, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand in the sense of like, I'm a Capricorn rising, and I have a lot of Capricorns in my life.
Really?
Capricorn moon.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't have any cap.
You don't have any Cap? Do you have any Earth signs that are like Virgo?
Oh, I'm sure somewhere in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I am a Leo moon, and I have a lot of Leos in my life. My boyfriend's a
I
Leo.
could see the fight.
That makes sense.
But the funny part is, though, is that, like, I find myself surrounded by Libras heavily. And only September Libras, not October Libras.
Me too.
Only
Me
September
too.
Libras.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, heavily surrounded by September Libras, Leos, and then occasionally, like, Cancers or Sagittariuses. But, like, Aquariuses and Geminis, they're non-existent in my life.
I'm here.
Except
So
for
no.
here.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's so
weird.
interesting.
Maybe
the
some
fact
good
that like
balance.
we had like we're all air signs, and like
it's able to work.
Yeah.
The air works. We just go with
yeah, you guys are all able to
but
just
then I'm
bend
a Taurus
around each
rising,
other.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, no.
Oh, you're a Taurus rising.
See, I'm double Earth with the air. Like,
Really?
I'm Virgo moon.
I'm
the
organization.
I can see it. Yeah.
I'm like air, fire. I'm Aquarius, Libra moon, and then Sag is Sag fire. Sag rising.
You're Sag rising. I'm a Sag rising.
Oh, okay. I
The breakthrough.
Okay,
This
this could
could
literally go for hours. Just maybe we should move on.
I've always wanted to talk about astrology.
We're going to have to cut it off at some point. We could talk about this for forever.
We can
Next
also,
month.
Yeah, next
Next
month.
month
Yeah.
we could have themed
Yeah.
ones. Angel could come and just do an entire tarot reading for everybody.
That would be amazing.
I'm down.
That'd be
have
amazing.
people
I'm
call
throwing
in and be
you
like,
That's
spotlight,
okay.
sister.
Because I already know everyone that listens to this is gonna like love your guys' personalities and just how like everybody interacts with each other. So you guys are more than welcome to come on like every month if you guys want. That'd be really fun.
I would love to. If we get a puppy hangs and
Yeah,
and a
they
nice
met my new
couch,
puppy.
Yeah.
I just introduced the puppy on the AMA I did yesterday, and like everybody was like nobody was saying anything, and then I was like, oh yeah, guys, I have a puppy, and everyone's like, oh my fucking god, a puppy. I was like, why didn't I have this before?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, oh my fucking god, a puppy. I'm like, holy shit. Everyone's like, can I come over? I'm like, yeah, come over. Fuck, like what the hell? Not to see me, but the puppy. But yeah.
It happens.
So aside from the next two events, is there anything else in the works that you guys have that you guys could kind of like hint at for the people listening that have listened this far? Reward them a little bit.
Oh.
Anything in the works?
We should have had that up our sleeve. Fuck, yeah. Didn't think about that part.
This is way too early to say anything, but I don't even care.
Do it.
We might be adding an angel clone.
Oh my god, that's so weird.
What a fifth one? Wait.
An angel
She also
clone.
has yellow hair.
An angel clone. Her name is Angel, and she has yellow hair as well. This is too early to say anything. This is too early to say anything. This is too early to say anything. But we might have yellow-haired Angel squared.
Oh.
Yes. And we're not putting who the person is.
You just said her name.
Not every, but we don't know
what her hair color.
We don't know. Not everyone knows who it is.
How many
We basically just described her completely,
Apparently
but you don't know.
No last
Wow.
name or profession or anything like
Oh
that.
yeah, no. Yeah.
No, we're keeping
Yeah.
it low key.
I
for
feel like
sure.
she's a really cool person though. Really chill. I
Yes.
think she's also an air sign, is she?
She
Yeah.
is. We
Yeah.
just
She
discovered
is.
this.
Yeah, I think she is.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. So
Huh.
that's
that's
the only thing that I can think of.
Wow.
Yeah, that was actually really
Another
good.
member. I'll have
I
to
know,
get
like-
another couch in here.
I know.
I'll have to,
Get a chair or something.
yeah, get some more chairs. I might have to move this into the music room or something.
Oh,
But yeah,
Then
that's
we can
it.
do music.
We could do music.
Yeah.
We could do it. You could do a live performance on the podcast
could jam
sometime.
sometime.
That'd be really fun.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. I mean, I have the amp right there.
Yes.
It has 2 inputs. So
I'll bring my ukulele.
there you go.
Oh, yeah, we could.
Big things happening at the Closers podcast in real time for everybody. Isn't this
Hell
interesting?
yeah.
Real
You
time.
guys are lucky this week.
I know, man. Fuck. And then, let me think. What else did I have to ask you guys? Because I had a question actually from somebody who wants to get into like art locally. What's the best way of like just getting your feet wet into the art scene in Sacramento? Like who?
Go to shows.
Just go to shows.
Go to shows.
Talk to people.
Talk to people. Go to the art
Instagram's a good
shows.
tool.
Yeah.
Just reach out to people, talk to people.
And
know?
interact for sure. Like definitely, and be supportive too. Like buy their art.
Exactly.
See what they're putting out and talk to them. You know, and even get their advice. Because like I personally didn't even like see myself as an artist for a very long time. Up until like I don't even know, like 5 months ago.
Really?
Yeah. And so like it's just like it's just nice to be in a scene where you can like you go to the shows and like you feel like you're at home.
Yeah.
And like once you get into it, and you keep going, then it'll just like feel more comfortable. And
That's good advice. Just keep. Don't be afraid to talk to people.
exactly.
Because I know a lot of young people have the anxiety, the nervousness to just walk up to people like, "Hey, like, how are you?"
I was that person, so yes, I can heavily relate.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That's
one
all
of the,
that's all that it really is, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, one of the biggest things, like, okay, Spacewalker. Shout out Spacewalker right now. April Walker.
yeah.
Badass
Goddess powerhouse woman.
performer, MC, intuitive life coach. Like she's
awesome. Yeah,
she's everything. She I like saw her perform once, and we started chatting, and and I just added her on Facebook. We didn't chat at all after that. I work at a spiritual retail store, and they were like, "Oh, we're in need of a tarot reader." I'm like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Oh, well, I know. I've talked to her once." So I hit her up, and she ended up getting the job, and now she works with me. And now because of that, she performs at the Art Mix at the Crocker Art Museum all the time.
Yeah.
Suddenly she's headlining and she has the opportunity to choose the vendors, and it's immediately Krissy, you and Bliss City need to come vend. Like, it's those type of connections, like John A. Laisha. We went to a couple of her shows, simply one of the shows we went to, we didn't know who she was, but we knew who, we're friends with this woman, Rainey, Bass Brat Vintage, and she's just a fucking, I met her through a festival, Still Dream in Belden Town, or whatever, and we, through her, we met Xavions walking to the store, this really quirky dude that makes, really cool troll, vintage, toys and accessories
jewelry,
and stuff.
accessories, house lamps, all kinds of shit.
Yeah, and we had been following him for a long time, and suddenly we saw, oh, he's vending at the Brazilian Center. So we go to the Brazilian Center, and then we meet this badass woman selling tie-dye, finding out it's John A. She's a veteran. She's a musician. She holds her own shows.
Yeah.
And that was immediately, we connected with her.
Uh-huh.
We added her on Facebook and Instagram, and then we attended a couple more of her shows, and then we were like, hey, do you have any space to be able to vent? It's just really, just chatting with people, and when they say, oh yeah, this is something that I do, it's attend to their stuff, support their stuff, and then be like, hey, would it be okay if, I got a spot?
Yeah.
Harry, he, Peach House Presents, he's been putting on shows for forever.
Long time.
He's just gets shit done. It's, super dope. And so we had attended Daydream last year, and it was really, really awesome.
Yeah.
And so we saw it coming up again, and he had made it just a Facebook post saying, if you're interested in vending, send us send Peach House an email. And we got together a business meeting at the Naked Lounge and sat down and typed out this professional ass email.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Explaining ourselves, literally a business proposal, explaining ourselves, being as professional as possible. And he was just like, this sounds great. Yeah, I'd love to have you vend. And we're like, great.
You're oh shit.
Yeah.
You're oh my god.
Yeah. It's really just...
It's just about just doing it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of
don't let fear
don't let
sway you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because in the beginning I totally did I can heavily relate to just the shadow aspect of it all, but just trying to stay as positive about it and just put yourself out there and just do it because you love it, and don't care what other people think, because then that'll just tear you apart, and that'll stop you from doing a lot of things that are fun, and that'll get you to where you want to be.
The art community here
they're so supportive.
Tight-knit and very supportive. It's not over the top, judgy or anything like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They'll just support literally anything you do.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's so friendly. Even if you've met them only one time, you can message somebody on Instagram and be like, hey, I know we met one time only, but I'm trying to do this, could you help me out? And they're like, oh yeah, for sure, come to this show and we'll talk, and whatever. Yeah. It's all about just reaching out, guys.
Absolutely.
That's all
community.
It is.
That's why we are who we are. That's why Bliss City exists.
Because of the community?
Oh,
that's so sweet.
Full circle, everyone.
It's all about the community.
Did, though. It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yes.
Wow. Well, we're about at 60 minutes now. Is there... I know, it doesn't feel like 60 minutes, huh?
This has been lovely.
Have you guys had a good time?
I had a great time.
I'm glad you guys came on. No, it was really fun. I was really looking forward to this podcast because I admire you guys a lot, even though I just met you guys today, and I've known you for a while. I've met you the other night. But I just see everything you guys are doing, and it's really cool to see. And I really hope that you guys are... Well, you guys are definitely going to come back on again.
Yes.
But,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're doing
with the
Cindy?
Oh.
No, She said, "Oh no."
No, that's just a thing that I say.
Oh.
Okay.
Just
Catchphrase.
like, oh no, like, what are we gonna do next?
Yeah.
These catchphrases, everyone.
Yeah. She's like, no. Are you not having fun over there? Are we just talking for you?
No means yes.
I'm having a
No!
sugar.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no means no.
No means
no.
no.
Yeah means
No,
yeah.
no, yeah.
Yeah.
No, oh no, like means yeah. Also,
Yes.
can't wait. Like,
Exactly.
Wow.
Can't wait. It's gonna be fun.
see, even vocabulary. We talked a lot about vocabulary.
We could talk about fixing ceiling fans. We could talk
Oh
about...
yeah, we had to fix the ceiling
We
fan.
could talk about... There's so...
The tablecloth.
We have to-
Tablecloths
Yeah, there
that
might
we
be a
know.
tablecloth made for me.
You'll never see it, but it'll be there. And
Yeah.
talk about it.
I can't wait.
We'll
for
describe
it.
it for you.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you guys could take me shopping for one or something.
Yes.
But yeah,
Yeah.
We'll help you
down.
paint your walls. Why
that'd be
not?
super fun.
Yeah.
This is probably gonna stay the mural
Yes,
for everybody.
Yeah, you should.
For
Oh my
everybody
gosh,
in
the one that your mom painted.
Yeah, there's like a space mural on one of my walls in my room, and
so happy.
yeah, it's
The
really
accent
cool.
wall.
Yeah,
It
but I
is.
want to keep the blues. I do want to like warm up the room because it's really
Yellow.
cold in
Yeah.
here. But yeah, yellow is a good
Hot.
color.
It
I like
is.
yellow.
I agree.
Really?
It is.
Angel's got
yellow. Angel's gonna have to sit over here next time so
Yeah.
she doesn't like blend in with the wall.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
that's
if it's
true.
yellow, yeah.
Or maybe I should just blend in with the wall.
Maybe
I don't
you
know.
should.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay
see.
with not having any hair?
Ooh.
No, okay.
Yeah, there you
go.
Maybe I'll sit over there.
That's
don't know.
what I thought.
I made a bad decision in third grade. It was a bad time. I had no hair. It was a bad time.
We're
We're not doing that again.
What'd you do?
No.
going there?
No, my grandmother just took me to like this lady in
Like a
Sevierville. No, it wasn't a barber. She had no idea what she was doing. I asked for layers because it was really popular at the time, and
Pretty,
choppy layers. And she gave me a
Was this when you were a
mullet.
scene kid?
Ooh.
No, this was whenever I was
Pre-
third grade.
Oh, before scene
Okay.
kid time.
Yeah,
Before
and I was
seeing kid,
also chubby.
asking for layers before you were seen.
Yes, I know.
Very interesting.
Revolutionary.
Yeah.
It was
I mean,
wild.
She was
Wow.
just ready. She was
Yeah.
ahead of the trend.
I was ahead
Just
of the
felt
trend.
your soul.
Yeah.
But I was like a fat kid, so it didn't work out well because she gave me a mullet, and then I was like,
Aw.
chop this off because I look like a boy, and it was bad. So we're not doing the no hair thing ever
Good thing
again.
hair grows back.
I feel that.
Exactly.
Do a cute mullet though. I love the
Mullets are in
mullets.
right now.
Yes, I love.
I
them.
mean, I feel
Alexander
like I
Steele
still.
has a
I
mullet.
know she looks great. She looks
Sun
great with a
months.
mullet.
I love them.
I mean, I had a scene mullet. It was I rocked it. I feel
A scene
maybe.
mullet?
A scene mullet, you know, like the
I don't
scene.
think I've ever.
Yeah, a
m-
lot of
Maybe I've
layers.
seen one, but I just didn't think it was a scene mullet. I don't know.
It is a mullet.
Did you seen
Yeah.
a scene mullet?
I might have seen one.
Yeah, scene.
I've seen a
Scene
scene
one.
one.
I seem to.
Yes.
Vocabulary.
Scene to.
Oh, man.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you
Thanks
guys
to
had
everyone
fun.
who's gotten
Yeah.
this far.
What?
Thanks to everyone who's gotten this far.
Yeah, no, if you're listening this
Yeah.
far, no, you're
Really
fucking
just
awesome.
random.
Yeah,
Super
thanks,
fucking
guys.
Yeah, follow them at Bliss City
_. Nice.
Yes.
at Bliss City _. Are you guys on any other social media other than that? Is Bliss City on like
We got-
Facebook?
We got a Facebook.
We got a Facebook, yet Facebook is a total ding dong and takes itself
Seriously.
way too seriously. And it has Little Creative Trio as the name, which it was confusing between what I used, whatever, and it won't let me change it.
Oh, yeah, Facebook does.
So it's there, but
You prefer the
everything-
Instagram.
Everything that's
Yeah.
posted on Facebook is posted on Instagram too.
Okay.
So just get on Instagram.
Yeah, just
find
do
us
the
on
do the
Instagram.
do the
Etsy store is on
Instagram.
Instagram too. Link.
Yeah, the
Yes.
link is in the bio.
Yeah, do the
Yes.
Instagram,
Link in
guys.
bio.
Yeah, it's the easiest way.
Yeah, and then even if you're too lazy, I promote some of their stuff and their events too on the Closers Podcast. I promote a lot of the guest stuff, or I try to at least. So if you see one of their posts that I promote, be sure to follow them too. All you have to do is click it, and it says "see more" or whatever, and then you go to their page. So it's very easy. There's a lot of easier ways to do it. But yeah, so thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah, thanks
It
for
was really
having
fun.
us.
Yeah.
we had a
And you guys will
blast.
be on again for sure. And the next week we have rapper, lyrical master Kay Hella, heralding, who heralds from Elk Grove as well.
Sick.
Yeah, and yeah, he actually lives pretty close. Oh god.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
over here.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I gotta have you on
Hi,
more.
man.
Just like yell things in the background. Yeah.
I'm Amigos.
Yeah, exactly.
Splash.
But yeah, he will be on next week on Monday. at noon, the podcast will be up. And also, my good friend Jake Jonah Jameson Phillips accepted my challenge request to debate me on which Spider-Man is the best.
I saw that.
And he's gonna fucking lose. It's over for him.
Is he though? Because he's
Angel,
Tugboat.
Angel.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
None of the new Spider-Mans are...
We can't go another 60
Okay,
minutes.
I'm sorry. I can't.
No. Or you're Toby. You're
I'm
Toby.
Toby.
You're
I'm Toby for sure. I'm
Toby,
sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Because he's the
sorry.
OG. That's my
Okay, I
little baby.
rewatched-
Tugboat
I mean,
McGuire.
I don't
Yes.
know.
You don't care?
I don't know enough to have an opinion.
Well-
Kristen Dunst.
Yes.
Tom Holland's just better. Just remember.
I agree.
No, thank you. Thank
I
you
love
so
on Toby as well.
Really? Me
and
too.
We can't really get into it right now.
Okay, yeah,
but-
no, we gotta...
Yeah.
Well, you guys
can
maybe
attend
next
the
week.
debate.
yeah, we can debate. I have a new feature now that I found out how to do where you guys I could get actually callers in while I'm recording.
I want to do that.
So if you I will post about it.
I'll be there. Oh, you're calling.
Yeah.
We're going to call it.
This is Bliss City podcast for 2 weeks. I'm gonna say Toby's
I'm
best.
here for Tugboat.
So you guys are going to be able to call in on that one, and it's going to make it so much more insane, and I'm so
Yes.
excited. Some of these lovely ladies might call in too, so
Yeah,
it's going to be
so
fucking
stay
awesome.
tuned.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be the first week of August. And then last week of July, I'm kind of going like all over the place, but last week of July, my ex-manager, Aaron, Double A Alvis, is going to be on the podcast, and he's back for a short time from his military service in the Navy, and he's a cook in the Navy. So we're going to be talking about military delicacies and shit like that.
That sounds
It's going to be
interesting.
super funny because that guy is a character. So it's going to be fun. So we have some shows slated. Be sure to, if you're not following at the Closers Podcast Instagram account, please follow. And yeah, we will catch you next time. Closing out the week will be this Friday. I don't know what's going to be on that yet, but stay tuned. It'll be fun anyways, regardless of who the fuck is on. Maybe it's just me. So yeah.
Ow!
Love you guys. Take care now.